Hi everybody, good day to you. This is a Ford, very big Ford F250. Nice. It is of the 2018 year model variety. And customer states that it lost power while on the interstate and has a misfire and almost died while driving. So let's see what we can unearth regarding their described symptoms here. Hopefully it's misfiring right now. Starting the engine. All right, this is a gas motor. Looks like we've got 27,661 miles on the clock. There is no check engine light here. Okay. According to the VIN decoder, this vehicle is equipped with a 6.2 liter V8 single overhead cam. Engine codes, what do you got here for me? Yeah. Whoa. P0300, random misfire detected. P0304, number 4, 307, 308, 316, misfire detected on startup. Well, something's going on here. What is this? All right, let's go drive it and see if we cannot duplicate their concern, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty here. Stand by, this is gonna be a good video. Okay, thus far, this test drive is uneventful. This thing is behaving, operating, and driving normally, so we're gonna swing back around the block, go back to the shop. This is probably gonna be a powertrain warranty issue, being only a 2018 with 27,000 miles on it. And I do believe Ford has 100,000 10-year powertrain on this. Don't quote me on that, but this is going to fall under that powertrain warranty category. Okay, back at the shop. Had this thing cataloging misfires while we were out, and although I did not feel them, we had a couple counts going on here. Looks like cylinder 2, cylinder 3, cylinder 4, cylinder 5, lots of them on number 5, couple on 6, couple on 7, and 81 on number 8. So it looks like 8, 5, and well, this time around 4 were the primary offenders here. So it was occurring. We did in fact have misfires. This is a live readout. And thank you, Ford, for all the extra information. Look at it. It gives us engine off soak time prior to misfires, RPMs when it happened.
Phone disconnected.
Oh my God. It was running for 3 minutes before the misfire started. Misfire profile correction learned. Yes, that means it is compensating for the fact that it has a change in engine RPM under load. Told me how fast I was going when it did it. Lots of info here. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ford. Alrighty, let's power down. Take a gander under the bonnet. STX 250. Superior duty. That's the 6.2. I like that. Powered by Ford. That's cool. Okay. So real quick before I head over to the computer to try to do some research, I went scrolling through all the data. I went down to long-term and short-term fuel trims, and looks like we're hovering near 0. Long-terms on bank 2 is -3. That's very acceptable. What this is telling me is we don't have a leak on the intake stream. It suggests that the mass airflow is operating as designed, so we may have some kind of a campaign going on here. Perhaps it's a cylinder cancellation system or displacement on demand. I'm not sure what Ford calls their version. I do believe this particular engine is equipped with that, but again, I will have to do a little bit of research to confirm or deny such things. However, I'm still kind of honing in on the fact that this is going to end up being a powertrain warranty situation. But we'll see, we'll see. We'll see what information I can pull up, and we'll go from there. Stand by. So real quick, I wanted to show you guys something. There's a menu here on my scanner. It's called Service Resets and Relearns. And we're gonna go ahead and enter that menu, and look how many resets and relearns it has for what used to be mechanical only operations. We've got 1, 2, relearn for perform wheel alignment, relearn idle, replace alternator, replace evap vent solenoid, replace fuel injectors, relearn cam crank position, relearn O2 sensors, reset the cooling fans, reset the fuel pump, program more key fobs, replacing door actuators. Everything here has to be recalibrated after a part replacement. Power window motors, replace windshield. They have that one because I do believe there's radar sensors or perhaps even a forward-facing camera somewhere in this. Either way, it's got to replace windshield, replace perimeter cameras, reset AC compressor, even one for replacing fog lights. Look at that. Oh, we're getting pretty fancy these days. Yeah, inconsequential to this video, but it's just something I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so one thing that I noticed right away here is that there's a lot of corrosion, and step one of all diagnostic processes is to make sure that the battery terminals are clean and tight and the battery is fully charged. So I'm going to just do that right now just to eliminate that as a possibility. The logic behind that is if you have poor connections in the electrical system and some of the control modules that may be running low on voltage and then causing them to have errors in their functions. Okay, let's get this terminal off and clean it up really nice and shiny like. We'll inspect a couple other items as well before we put this back together and go for a ride. Check that out. I got a new one. Thank you for sending it to me. You know who you are. Nice and shiny. Look at that. That's beautiful. Now there's no way I'm gonna walk away from this without at least making that one shiny. So is it overkill? Yes. Do I like overkill? Yes. Beautiful. Changed my dangly bit there. Extra shiny. Okay, let's get this crud out of here. Ooh, that's hot. It's heat soaked from the test drive. I'm gonna spray this with a chemical cleaner, but I want to get the majority of the mass of the corrosion out of here. That way the chemical has the best shot of cleaning most of it up. There's a lot of surface area inside of this. A lot of times some of the corrosion will get missed and then it gets to reoccur. Or if you spray protectant on there, the protecting spray doesn't actually make it to the metal surface because of all that buildup. So we want to get that out of here. And it is thick. Insert "that's what she said" joke now. Okay, battery terminal cleaner spray time. The stuff that I really like is made by Noco. I think you can get this stuff at Walmart. It comes as a cleaner and acid detector. And it also, they have another product which is like a protectant spray. That's the stuff that I use the most. I will look to see if you can get any of this on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description down below. If I can't find one, then there will be no link. That is undetermined at this time. And the reason I'm going to do that is because you guys always ask when I use this stuff. Plus, if you buy a can off of my link, I get like 50 cents. And that would just be cool. Alright, let's rinse this off. This is just a little bit of water. What are we gonna get? Chick-fil-A. Oh yeah, buddy. Regular chicken sandwich and some of those waffle fries.
Yeah, let me get #1, dog, large. With no cheese, dog, regular. No pickles, regular.
You just want chicken and bread.
Yes.
No pickles, really? Man, it's all about the pickles. Do they have cheeseburgers there? Look at that. There's still more on there. Unacceptable. Here, I'll scrape it off and hit it again. There, that's more better-ish. Here, go dry over there. Get out of here. Okay, let's throw this thing on the tester real quick, just to verify that it does in fact have a good battery. And what are we looking for? 650 cold cranking amps is what it's rated at. 12.85 volts. That tells us it is fully charged. And 650. Testing, testing. 542 out of 650. Test good. That's acceptable. Not the issue. Go ahead and seal this up so that does not happen again. Very good. Okay. Now we know this is not the problem. Just for fun, let's pull this air filter out. Take a look at that. Make sure it's not full of leaves. It is not. Alright, that's not the problem. And some of you are yelling at me to check the oil, so let's do that real quick. Make sure it's not low and we're losing a variable valve timing function or something like that. It's possible. Oil is clean and right on the money. This is good. Get in there. Yokes. Alrighty, so I've got this truck pulled up in AllData, and I found a TSB right away on it. 6.2 liter. It's crank no start. I haven't heard of that condition, but it has diagnostic trouble codes P300, some 301 through 308s, and a 316. Now this vehicle does meet this criteria, built on or before May 2nd. 2018. This was built in February of 2018, so this is within the range of this particular bulletin. And basically what this guy is stating right here on some of the F Super Duties with the 6.2 built for this date, experiences these trouble codes when attempting to cold start. That's 50 degrees or lower. We did have those conditions the other day. There's a PCM software update, should not have done that. PCM software update that improves cold weather fueling strategies. And it also states that E85 can contribute. And it also states that E85 can contribute to these poor starts and drivability concerns. That being said, we are noticing a trend where, you know how you go to the fuel pump these days and it says 10% ethanol or less? We're seeing stickers show up on gas pumps where they're putting in 15% ethanol or less, so contributing to reduced fuel mileage. They're diluting the gasoline with more ethanol. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the task at hand. So we have determined that there is an open recall or an open field service campaign on this particular vehicle for some of these trouble codes. This may not be the cause, but in any event, when you have an open reprogramming event on a particular series of vehicles, you want to go ahead and get that done. Now, this particular vehicle, it may have already had this recall performed. This may not apply, and it certainly may not be part of their concern at this time. However, it is something that does have to be addressed in order to eliminate this as a possibility. All right, so I backed up and I put in the search one of the trouble codes, which is I picked cylinder number 8, P0308. This would apply to cylinder 3, cylinder 1, cylinder 5, doesn't matter. Anyway, but since 8 was misfiring the most, I chose cylinder 8 to pull up the flow chart for. And it's given us a list of possible causes. We're going ignition system, fuel injector, running out of fuel, stuck open purge valve, fuel pressure issue, evap emission system, EGR system, mechanical failure of the engine itself, and a misfire monitor neutral profile correction has not been relearned since the last mechanical repair. I don't think that one is the situation. Now, we have to objectively and holistically look at this, understanding that we have misfires on more than just one cylinder, so we can rule out cylinder-specific components in this list. That would be ignition, injector, possibly could be caused by fuel pressure, could be an emissions issue, could be the EGR, and it probably does not have base mechanical engine failure because, again, we have more than one cylinder. So let's go ahead and look at what the most likely possibilities are going to be, and that's going to be the evap system. Let us go check the purge valve and see if that purge valve is sticking open, causing an incorrect air-fuel ratio. That's next on the list. The reason that we're moving into that direction, I do not believe we have any intake leaks. This is in fairly good condition. Everything is put together and installed properly. So we need to look at some type of variable issue, such as a sticking open purge valve. Very super common across many manufacturers and models. Now, if we climb in here and get to the back of the intake, I believe this unit right here is the purge valve. So what I'm going to do is disconnect that. That way the ECM cannot command it on and off. I'm then going to disconnect the vacuum side of it that goes down to the tank, and we're going to run the engine, feel the valve, and see if there's any air coming through that valve. If in fact there is air coming through that valve, then we know that this valve is in fact leaking, and that is what is potentially causing our misfires. If I can get the little clips off there, they're tough. Reaching, yeah, there's two tabs that need to be depressed and then the clip pushed up, which is that way, like towards the 11 o'clock position. I almost got it. Here it comes. It's coming out. And let's disconnect this guy. All right. So the tank is disconnected from the valve. Let's go starting the engine. Alright, that's a negative. Not feeling it, so if it is leaking, it's intermittent or it's small. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this guy back in. However, I'm not gonna connect it electronically. Now, there's one of two ways that we can determine here if a leaking purge valve is in fact causing this condition. One of those is by monitoring the fuel tank pressure sensor. If we go to fuel tank pressure sensor and we start seeing negative values here, it's the one under the underline. If we start seeing a negative value, we know that the intake manifold is in fact purging fuel vapor gases from the tank and pulling them into the intake manifold. And we know that it would have to be caused by a leak because the disconnected. Thank you. Because the solenoid is disconnected electronically, therefore it cannot be commanded open. And if we look here, we are seeing a very slight negative value. Very, very slight. So I don't know if that's exactly it. The other method that we can use, and the one that I choose to use this time, is we're gonna go back into misfire data, and we're just gonna go on one more test drive, and we're gonna monitor misfires. And if we have no misfires showing up across the board, then in fact we know that the problem has been solved. And again, since the purge solenoid is disconnected, that will confirm that we have found the fault. This thing still has the misfires from the last test drive stored, so we're gonna go ahead and clear those out and start fresh again. Clear codes, there we go. Clear them all. Very good, codes are cleared. Okay, let's back it up. Hit the road. Okay, so I'm waiting to pull out into traffic, and I took a glance down, and cylinder A is already starting to ping some misfires. So we do not need to go any further. We're just gonna go ahead and swing right back to the shop. So we now know that a faulty purge solenoid is not the problem. All right, let's get out of here. Back to the service stall we go. Okay, powering down again. And re-popping the hood. Okay, let's climb back in here. There. And plug this little guy back in. Click, connector click, there it is. Got it. Okay, at this point, we have exhausted all options to remedy the situation, other than focusing in on that ECM tuning issue that campaign had outlined. That being said, anything else that I attempt to do to this car is, why aren't you starting? Oh, you know what? I didn't unlock it. That's why. No. What have I done? Hang on here. Shut the door. We're gonna lock it. Look at that. We're gonna unlock it. We're gonna tell it we're getting in the car. Now we're gonna start it. That was weird. Ford guys, did I do something wrong here? Okay, well anyway, regardless, because the fact remains that we have determined that this vehicle is covered under powertrain warranty, anything that I do outside of basically my maintenance of the battery and whatnot is going to be stealing from them, because their problem can be covered at no cost to the owner from the manufacturer. So what we have done here is advise them that there is an open campaign regarding some ECM programming on this particular vehicle. We solved an issue with that battery terminal issue, connection problem. That actually was not their issue, but it was, I just encompassed that into my time for trying to troubleshoot this situation. So everything that is non-invasive that I could have done at this point has already been done. Anything further from what I have just done here is definitely, like I said, covered under warranty. And so we have advised them to take this down the street to the Ford dealership and let those guys have a crack at it, because they are going to be better suited to remedy this situation more than I am. Especially since the customer doesn't have to pay. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. We're backing this truck out. We're all done here. And as always, thank you guys for watching. And most importantly, do not forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. Bye.